Hey guys, it's David here. Welcome to my daily update where I build $100,000 business live on camera. So how these daily updates usually go is that I go through some questions, clarify my thoughts on various different topics. Then I go through my YouTube stats and then I just do strategy, live work or freestyle yapping. And today we're a bit short on time, so let's get right into it. And hopefully you saw the whimsical if not, sorry for that, but you heard what's going to happen. So let's check this. Let's check if there are any comments. There are no comments on the daily updates channel, and this is my main channel. So let's check if there are any new comments on the main channel, and there are not. So what I do instead is that I check this brilliant guy, Nick Saraev. And he has a daily update channel, and I check what questions are people asking him, and I try to formulate my ideas on that topic. So Patrick Lynn Jones is saying, as someone who's genuinely obsessed with starting a dental marketing agency for dental practices but working with a low budget, what would you recommend starting with? Cold emailing, cold calling, or combination of both? Really depends what a low budget means, right? If you have at least, let's say, $150 of initial investment and then maybe $200 a month in recurring investment that you can dedicate to this, then I would definitely recommend you to go for cold email as it's more scalable. And also, to be honest, maybe we'll find out that it's different, but I would imagine then that for a lot of the dental practicing, cold calling will actually be hell, because you won't reach the owner. Usually you will reach either some nurse or some secretary. So yeah, I think actually even for cold email it may be easier depending on the dental practice, but I think this would be your main problem or pain point to solve, because those practices usually have some gatekeeper, so it's not as straightforward as with some solopreneurs or whatever. Bana says, hey Nick, I just started your Make course and I'm fresh out of high school, 18. Damn, that's a great time to start. Also started my first business when I was 18, so you know, it's very young. Not sure how I was able to sell anyone, but it's definitely a life experience. And I have tons of time currently, and I pretty much watch your videos religiously all day from both channels ever since I found you. Anyways, I basically want to use OpenAI tokens, but they don't seem to be free. No, they're not. You need to pay for it. And I've been getting quite frustrated because I'm realizing how you need at least a little initial capital to start. I know you talked about the time-consuming methods called DMs and SMS and emails, but realistically, wouldn't it be harder to get clients to even bootstrap from there? Also, I didn't have anything to put on my business card. Okay, first of all, from my understanding, the Nick Sarev's community, it's Make course. Okay, it's not community. Okay, makes sense. So yeah, basically, you need a little bit of money for everything. So I think realistically, you should have at least $500 stacked. And if you don't, honestly, maybe unpopular opinion, but I think you should get a job, some part-time job, and get the money first, because otherwise it will be extremely difficult. You know, and if you don't have the money, if you don't have $500, it will also depend on the country that you're in. You know, if the wage for your part-time job is anywhere in the area of $5 an hour and more, I would just recommend working the 100 hours and getting to the $500 mark. If it's significantly low, I know in some countries it can be as low as $1 an hour or something. In that case, I would at least try to put in 100 hours and get at least $100 of investment money first, because yeah, as you're saying, for instance, the tokens for OpenAI, they're quite cheap. You probably won't spend more than $5 a month, but it's still an expense that you will need to dedicate some money to. Continuing, I don't have anything to put on my business card. Honestly, don't have business card. Business card for what exactly? Especially if you're running a online business. Do you have any ideas on what I should do? Should I work part-time? Yeah, that's what I was referring to. That's a good idea for sure. I also took your advice on avoiding short-form content like a plague, and it's been really great. I find myself way less distracted than I used to be. I really appreciate the content you put out, and you are very inspiring. Sorry for a billion questions. Yeah, we got through them quite easily. Ilias is saying, I started my automation agency, but it's hard to get clients. I know some people in the industry, and they told me that voice agents are the real gold right now, and that automations are very difficult to sell. What do you think? Interesting. Maybe I need to start talking to more people in the industry, right? But from at least my experience, the voice agents are something that's very trendy, I guess, but in a lot of the times it does not actually bring the value it promises. So I would be interested in hearing more about this topic for me personally. Alad Finance says, hi, I hope you don't mind the message. I've been following your content for a while now, and I really admire the way you edit your videos. The style is super clean and engaging. I'm trying to improve my own editing skills and was wondering if you wouldn't mind sharing what app or tools you use for Instagram video edits. I really appreciate any tips. No clue, man. Yeah, can't provide any value on this topic. Aritif says, hey Nick, at first, love your videos. My simple question is that how can I find clients? Like, tell me 3 or 4 effective ways. And also, I'm selling AI systems to real estate business with a UI built in bold or lovable, etc. So how much should I charge for this and these AI systems? I have many sub automations, like 5 or even more, that will work like many SaaS. Yeah, I think there is a lot of things going on in here, and my 2 cents is that, from my understanding, if I understand correctly, this is another business that would be up and running and working as of now. So I really need you to pick 1, 2, 3 things to test out, have them as separate kind of offers, and see if you get any tractions with them before developing this into something that's very complex, because then even the quality of your implementation will be lower. That's just by the nature. Soccer Fact says, appreciate these videos. My question is on Google authorization with Make. Do you find that your clients every week, do you do that for your clients, or do you just show them how to do it? Also, is there a way to automate that? I'm wondering what you mean, because for me, to be honest, I didn't need to authorize my Google accounts for forever. You know, it like pops out maybe if once in a 6 months or something, and even that I didn't remember. So I would need some more information on the way how it's currently set up. But if it's asking you to verify your email accounts or your Google accounts every week, there's likely something that's set up wrong. Regarding this, obviously you can't do it forever. So if you ever run to that problem, most of the clients, unless they're completely technically unknowledgeable, they'll be able to do this, right? The connection's pretty easy. If they're not though, and probably in any case, I would just create a short video of how to do it. Soccer says, I already responded, set up Turnek. Not sure what that means. Mace says, not a question, but next video while at the gym, keep me locked in, by the way, laughed. Okay, let's not play the voice, but after we run this ad, let's actually
fastest way to reach
check.
Your health and fitness goals at an accuracy of 98%.
Okay, I don't think the ad will ever stop.
You can
maybe it will while I'm responding to the comments. Wolf of Wall Street vibes, Leonard is saying, question, I have a list of 6K leads from my lead magnet placed over some of my videos. That's actually great.
Impact your overall health.
But embarrassingly enough, I never actually sent a single email. How many subscribers this guy has? Okay, 21,000. Damn. This is good. and he has
You
a
can make
decent
serious money
following.
designing in Framer. Here's how. You
It's
can sell
great.
premium
I
templates
should
and keep
follow
100% of the sale.
this guy, Leonardo Gregorio.
On top of
Maybe
that, when
Italian,
that customer
right?
signs
Let
up
me
for a paid plan,
save
you get
this
50% of that revenue for the first year.
Okay.
You can reach
My
more
sales is
people by
low.
creating free templates.
I never sent actually a
And
single
when they
email. My
customize
sales is
and
slowly
upgrade,
making me
you
more
get
money than AI
50%
agents, and
of
I'm
that
just
revenue.
now having more time to focus
Designing
on my
a new
channel
site
and
for a
school
client,
community.
hand
I
it
feel
off
like
to
I've
a
leveled
remix
up
link,
all the
get
attributes
50%
related
of
to
that.
building tools and
Or
leveraging
simply share
AI.
your love of
Also have
Framer
some
online
stats
with your
in
own
design.
personal link.
But email
You get paid
marketing is
just the same.
nearly at zero.
And you can track
Maybe
everything
overthinking,
through a
but do I
unique
just send
app,
all the
so you know
leads to
exactly
MailerLite
what's
and
working.
start campaign chain?
We're already
Like
paying
welcome
out
email, value
hundreds of
1, value 2,
thousands of
value
dollars each
product.
month to
How do I
creators
not get
just like you.
my email
So
sent to
apply
spam
now
or
and start
promotions? Should I
earning
make it in
at
to a newsletter?
framer.com/creators.
Yeah, so whatever tool you use, right? I maybe would use Klaviyo or Kit. Yeah, that's maybe Kit for this will be better. That's what I would
And then
use.
this is
And
the background.
then
Okay, so that's the
the
whole thing.
problem is,
and then what I do
if-
is I apply
I don't
rounded
know when you
corners to a
started
couple of
building
these.
out your
So
list,
like my camera,
but
for
the
instance,
problem
with
is that
filters, has a,
some of the people,
I guess
and
it's reversed,
depending
actually.
on how engaged
It
your
has a,
community is, this
it
value
has a
can be
filter, basically, that like
20%,
cuts
but
around
it
the
can also be
corners.
80%. Will not really remember
something else going on
that
here.
they
Like
signed
a
up,
blend.
right?
I
So
just
in your
disappear.
first
I go alpha
email,
mask, alpha channel, I
you
go back, alpha
really
mask,
need
alpha
to
channel. Yeah, no.
think hard
I don't know
about
I don't,
how to make it attractive
I
to
don't
them
really
and
know
how to
make this
make
pop up in such a way that you
them,
guys I also have a LUT filter, so this
how
is
to
changes the
remind them
background
and,
stuff like
you
that
know,
a little bit. Why do I do that? Because it's like
kind
free
of give
energy.
out context
Might as well take the
to
production value while
the
I can,
fact
right?
that they're actually signed up
Anyway, so
for
I'm gonna
this
hide OBS from
email.
capture again, and then
And then I would just
can you please
follow
make a video
up
about how
with
exactly to deploy your product to a
normal
company with
value
specific details,
sequence.
like who makes
Yeah.
the accounts, who buys the subscriptions,
Nathan
who follow
says,
Alpha,
we see a lot of
who buy
value
how
from
to
Nick,
use it
but
on
what
your
I'm loving is
account,
Nick
where do
is
we use
peeling
our
back every
NNN
layer
account,
and revealing a
etc.
little more of his
Please. Yeah, I got you,
personality and
man.
humor. You seem like a very witty guy. Get off my lawn, made me chuckle. He's a
My
very
step-by-step
smart guy.
automation delivery process, brackets copy.
Okay, let's see if this.
And-
Oh, I thought he's in the gym, but I guess he's not. Okay, that's probably everything, to be honest, when it comes to just me talking about questions. Today, still, I was mainly focusing on school and studying. It's kind of interesting that sometimes, if it's still founder-run business, your main constraint will be you and your personal responsibilities and not necessarily the business stuff. So I was dealing with that. I was doing some admin stuff relating to incorporating LLC in here because I want to switch things up a bit when it comes to a structure. And yeah, going to work more on this. I have some exams on tomorrow and on Friday, so if all goes well, then I have only one left in, next week, and then I should be, ready to put my all back to business. See you guys tomorrow, and yeah, if you have any questions, of course, let me know in the comments, and looking forward.